Hey, Fred Lam here, and welcome to our FB Playbook. Now, in this video, we are going to share with you the Facebook ad Launchpad. You need to know everything before launching a single Facebook ad. Now, here's the checklist before you even attempt to create your first Facebook ad. You got to make sure that you have your Facebook fan page completed. You make sure you sign up for a business manager account. You got to install your pixel and actually configure your pixel. This is a new setting that Facebook has released that you got to make sure that you configure your Facebook's configuration. Then we're going to talk about custom conversions for Facebook, and last but not least, custom conversions for e-commerce. Now, the first thing that you obviously need, and you always need this, is having a Facebook page. Now, here's the 4 items that you have to accomplish before you even go ahead and start creating your first ad. First of all, once you actually create a Facebook page, which you can do so in your Facebook personal account, you want to make sure that you have a nice profile photo in place. What I usually do for the profile photo is I don't just have my logo of the brand there. What we usually do is on the background, we have some inverted or bright color that basically pops out of Facebook. So we stay away from blue, gray, white, and we really focus on bright colors like purple, black sometimes work, yellow, green, or something that really pops up and catch the person's attention, because your profile photo will show up in your Facebook ad. The next thing is have your call to action in place. Right under your cover photo, you will actually have the ability to simply have a call to action in place and lead them to a website or a landing page that you have. Then make sure you fill out the about section. Just fill out all the necessary information that you have and make sure that that is all filled out, especially having your website URL in your about page. Last but not least, you don't want your Facebook page just to be a blank Facebook page. You want to make sure that you create at least 3 to 5 posts and post related topic or things about your business in your Facebook page, so it doesn't look like it is simply brand new and no content is on there. You want to make sure that your page is all done up and have a couple posts, so when people actually go to your Facebook page, there are some sort of content. Now, it is a recommended for you to have 2 or 3 posts every single week, just to really feed and share information to your followers, and obviously showing to Facebook that you are providing content within your Facebook page at the same time. And we've seen that if you actively post content on your Facebook page, your CPM, what you are billed through Facebook ad, is actually a lot lower than having a Facebook page that have literally no content. Once you have your Facebook page done, you absolutely have to get a Facebook Business Manager account. Simply go to business.facebook.com and sign up, and you can actually simply assign your Facebook fan page and your ad account inside this Business Manager account. Now, what is this Business Manager account? Here it's how it's like in a nutshell. The top right now, at the very top, the one that looks like a briefcase, that is your Business Manager account. It's kind of like an agency. Right under every single Business Manager account, you get to hold however many Facebook page you have access to, and also fan page that you have access to at the same time. So it's basically a hierarchy. One access and log into multiple ad accounts and multiple fan pages, and that's what you want to create. Now, the importance of a Business Manager account, number 1 is you get to have multiple ad accounts. Now, once you actually first sign up with Business Manager, you will only have the ability to have just one ad account. However, after that one ad account is active and have been running ads, and Facebook successfully actually charges your credit card, you can actually request more ad accounts. And I have to say, once you have one up and running, quickly request more so that you are going to be safe. Now, what I mean by safe? Well, one Facebook account can only have one ad account. Business manager account can have however many Facebook allows you. I have actually 5,000 ad accounts under my business manager account right now. And the reason why I have so much ad account is, knock on wood, if one of the ad account got suspended, I am not going to be left out of the Facebook game. I still have several thousands of ad accounts that I can continue to use. Now, here's the deal though. Once you have an ad account that is suspended, inside your business manager account, you will not be able to request more ad account. So the more that you have, the better, okay? The next reason why you need a business manager account is to have a limitation lift on your credit card. So you may have just one credit card, and if you do only have one credit card and you have several ad accounts using that same one credit card, it will trigger a red flag to Facebook. And when you want to set up more ad accounts using that one credit card, maybe your business credit card or whatever, Facebook is not going to allow you to use it anymore, and there is a limitation. However, if you actually created and assigned a credit card to your business manager accounts, then at that point you can use the same credit card in multiple ad accounts under your business manager account. Now, the next important reason why you want a business manager account is for you to have the ability to share pixels with other accounts. Now, this is for advanced advertisers right now. Sharing pixel is very important, especially when you are scaling up your business. And also, having an ability to share your pixel will also, again, provide a safety for your business. Because if one of your ad account got shut down, you will not lose all your pixel data. You can actually share that pixel data with another ad account and then restart from there. Again, this is more advanced, and I will have in a video more about sharing pixel and how to use these for advanced advertisers. Now, the other reason why you need a business manager account is for you to create product catalog for dynamic ads. This is primarily geared towards anyone that is running an e-commerce business. Product catalog gives you the ability to really tag your products and add them into Facebook so that your website, especially Shopify, is synchronized with the data that is going to be on Facebook. Now, when you run a dynamic ad, which we call it dynamic DPA, dynamic product ads, what's going to happen is kind of like Amazon. When a customer goes to your website, looked at a particular product or browse several products in your store, and they did not buy and they leave, that very same product that they were looking at will continue to follow your customer until they make a certain action. This is a very powerful strategy that you need to apply, and I'm going to share more of this advertising strategy in the next couple of videos. So again, having a business manager account will allow you to create a product catalog. Last but not least, this is the most biggest one for me, obviously, and for a lot of people that always are on the go and you're remote, is having the ability to avoid suspicious activities. Listen, if you are constantly logging into Facebook ads with your computer at home, and suddenly you're traveling and you just went into a coffee shop or a gaming place or somewhere that a computer for you to get access, and you log on to Facebook, Facebook will trigger a suspicious activity because they don't know that you're traveling. And when that happens, they thought that someone was trying to hack into your accounts. They will flag your account, stop all your ad, and you would actually have to go through an appeal process to show that, hey, I am me. And that's going to hurt your business, especially when you have campaigns that are running and that they are really, really successful. Now, having a business manager account, Facebook know that, hey, you are a business. You are going to travel. And if you log in multiple times in that business manager account, and whenever you go, wherever you go, and you're still logging in to the business manager account, they know that you're just traveling, so that it will avoid you from having suspicious activities. Now, checklist number 3, Facebook Pixel installation. We all know Facebook Pixel is very important. And you always have to have your Facebook Pixel installed across your entire website. Facebook Pixel is mandatory for advertising on Facebook. And I want to actually share with you some understanding about Facebook Pixel. There's something called the base code that you are going to actually get from Facebook. This base code should go across the entire website to track literally everything. Like literally everything. However, on top of your base code, you still need something called standard events. These are additional codes that you need to input along with your base code to trigger to Facebook what you are wanting to track, what events you want to track. For example, it can be a lead generation, complete registration, sales, sign up form, or whatever it is. And that's going to provide Facebook more data on what your ultimate goal is when you are advertising on Facebook. So don't just have your base code in place. Make sure that you also have standard events in place at the same time. Now, if you are obviously doing this all yourself, if you have an online business, a local business, and you are maybe off of WordPress or off of HTML, I highly suggest you to use Google Tag Manager. By having the Google Tag Manager, you simply just need to install your base code once. So install your Google Tag once and simply adding your base code inside your Google Tag Manager. And whenever you need to actually create standard events, you can simply just go into Google Tag Manager and create it. You do not need a programmer to do all these for you. Now, this is for those of you that have your own website hosted elsewhere. If you are a Shopify user, always use their native integration. And you simply go to Online Store, Preferences, then copy and paste your Pixel ID right into Shopify's setting. Now, Shopify actually does a lot of things for you. They will help you input the events. They will input a lot more data than you do it yourself with the Google Tag Manager. But at the end of the day, there's more to Pixel than what meets the eye, and I'll share that more in just a minute. So again, if you have yet installed a Facebook Pixel, very important, you obviously need to have your Facebook Pixel in place. Now, this has actually not been taught by a lot of people, and not a lot of people talk about this. When you are setting up your Facebook Pixel, and when you're grabbing your Facebook Pixel, make sure you configure your Facebook Pixel. So when you are actually grabbing your Facebook Pixel, there's a new setting right now that's called Automatic Advanced Matching. By turning this on, it is proven to optimize better. Facebook will actually use more customer data that you want to collect to really help you optimize for your campaigns. We've turned on this and we've seen significant results by simply having the automatic advanced matching in place. So whatever you do, make sure you turn on automatic advanced matching so that it provides Facebook more information to the pixel for you to optimize your ads. Now, the second thing that you also need to make sure is, again, this is something new, these are all about cookies, is that you want to make sure that you enable first-party cookies so that you are basically opting into Facebook, giving them the ability to actually use pixels, use cookies, and a lot more data to optimize for your ads. Now, because of all the privacy things that are happening around the world right now, Facebook needs to protect themselves too. So having the cookie usage on, you're giving consent to Facebook that, hey, you can use cookies on my website, and that's gonna help you a lot more when Facebook is delivering your ads to the people who may be interested in your products and services. So these two settings, make sure you have it turned on. Now, let's talk about custom conversions. This is very, very important, and in fact, I actually need to go to a whiteboard to draw out what we mean by custom conversions and what the importance of custom conversion is going to be. So I'm going to pull out my whiteboard, and then I'm just going to use a white background so you guys can see it more clear. All right, so in a nutshell, when you basically have your sales funnel, let's say that you are running a let's say that you're running a Shopify store, okay? This is a e-commerce scenario. Scenario. All right. So in the typical format, what you really have is obviously what we call a product page or a landing page. After that page, it is going to be your add to cart. After that page, it is going to be initiate checkout. So people enter in their credit card. And then the last page is basically the thank you page where it complete their registration, yada, yada, yada. Now, throughout this entire funnel, entire site, obviously you have Facebook pixels in place. Okay. Now, in these funnels, obviously there's event tracking. You have the add to cart tracking, you have the initiate checkout tracking, and you have the thank you page tracking in place. Now, these are obviously standard events. Okay, I'm just gonna put it right here. These are all standard events. And this is obviously the purchase. This is the checkout initiated. And obviously this is add to cart, right? Now, this is basically product 1. I'm gonna call it P1. When you're running Facebook ads and you're basically telling Facebook, all right, hey, my objective is to basically have more sales. This is my objective over here. I want you to help me get as much sales as possible. And the only reason why I'm advertising on Facebook is because I want more sale. Now, here's gonna be the problem. If you're just primarily focusing on standard events, what's gonna happen is that if you have another product that you wanted to advertise, I'm going to say product 2, what will happen is the product 2 and product 1 will share the exact same funnel and will share the exact same thank you page. So if we look at this from a nutshell, let's say that you are selling a watch over here. Okay, you're selling a watch, and here you're selling, let's say, a consumer gadget, something that is cool. Let's say that you are selling a small portable screen projector. Okay. Now, don't you agree that the people interested in this are going to be very different than people that are interested in this, right? Because again, they are very different people. These people are not the same. They're different. But when you're going through this funnel, what's going to happen is when you're telling Facebook to optimize of just the standard purchase events, and Facebook's getting data about customers buying the projector and customers buying simply right here the watch, then when Facebook optimizes of this, it will get confused because they don't know exactly who your demographic are, what they're doing, etc., etc. So in reality, and if you want to really master Facebook, what you want to do is create a custom conversion. Okay? And what you do is following. Let's say that again, you have landing page P1. It still goes through the add to cart. It still goes through the initiate checkout. And it still goes through the thank you page, okay? It's going to be the same. Nothing's going to be changed, especially here. Let's say it's going to landing page product 2. Everything is the same. Now, the only difference that's going to happen is as follow. Right now, when a person, okay, goes here, and bots, it will then, if you create a custom conversion, it will only trigger this information. Now, if the person actually bought, go to here, go to add to cart, go to initiate checkout, and bots, then it will only trigger within the thank you page the custom conversion of that particular product. So it will trigger this, it will trigger this. So when you are advertising on Facebook and you're advertising this particular funnel over here, Facebook will basically help you optimize of just this objective. And when you're going after the product number 2, then Facebook will only optimize of this objective. Now that's basically the e-com scenario. Now let's say that you are running a lead generation business. Let's say that you have a opt-in page, and let's say that this opt-in page is all about Facebook ads, okay? And then obviously they go to a thank you page, and obviously they have a lead standard event. Now that's standard. However, like I said earlier, let's say that you have another funnel built and you have an opt-in, and then let's talk about Google. And again, it's going to a thank you page that is again triggering the lead. Now, when this happens, Facebook will obviously take this into consideration, and it will cause a problem in the middle because you're only optimizing off of a standard event. What you want to do is to make sure that, let's say that Facebook has the Facebook lead, anyone that signed up for the Facebook lead will have its own conversion. And then the Google will have their own conversion. So that when you're advertising on Facebook, the only primary objective for this funnel is this, and for the Facebook funnel, it's just going to be this. So that you are not basically combining the two data that going to get different customers to really affect your ability to advertise. So again, by having custom conversions, it will allow you to simply not confuse the Facebook's pixel and the algorithm at the same time. Now, this may sound a little bit complicated, especially for those of you that are using Shopify. You'll be like, well, how do I create these custom conversions? Well, creating custom conversions is actually pretty easy if you're going after simply just lead or digital business or local business. When it comes to Shopify, it can be a daunting process. That's why we suggested you use something called Pixabay. If you go into the Shopify App Store, you can actually find this. It's called Pixabay. We created Pixabay only because we know how important it is not to confuse Facebook Pixel. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because I didn't understand it previously, and there was no solution in the market, and we actually have to develop something ourselves. And I will tell you, if you're in Shopify, you have to get Pixabay because it gives you the ability to create custom conversions based on products. Okay, it's not just the standard event purchase. We can actually have the ability to create custom conversions. If, let's say, the person actually come and buy a watch, we can actually create a custom conversion for add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase at the same time, so that when we advertise, we tell Facebook specifically to say, hey, only optimize my ad for this particular watch because my entire campaign is about my watch. I only want you to take my watch data into consideration. Again, it's going to avoid Facebook optimization confusion, and this is detrimental if you're running a general store. In my previous example, when I was sharing about custom conversions, general store typically sells to products, sell to niches all across the map. So that said, you will have a very high chance to confuse your Facebook pixel. So make sure that you have this in place. And remember, whenever you create and whenever you advertise a new product in Facebook, you always want to create a custom product conversion when you run the ad. So let's say that if you suddenly found a pen that you wanted to start selling, make sure that you upload the pen into your store, go into Pixabay, all right, and make sure that you create a custom product conversion of that pen. So when you set up your ad on Facebook, you tell Facebook specifically to say, hey, only optimize my ad on my pen sales. That's it, not anything else. And that's what you wanted to do. So let me recap module number 1. When you wanted to advertise on Facebook and you need to actually have these launch checklists in place. Number 1, create your Facebook page. Number 2, sign up for a business manager account. Number 3, install your Facebook pixel. Number 4, configure your Facebook pixel, making sure that the 2 settings that I share with you are enabled. And set up event tracking for your pixel, especially if you're not on Shopify, you got to do it yourself. Make sure that whatever activities you want to track with your pixel, make sure you have standard events in place. And also, always create custom conversions for optimization. And the custom conversion would have to be the actual goal that you are basically wanting Facebook to take into consideration when they are advertising and delivering your ads. Last but not least, if you're a Shopify user, make sure you use Pixabay for custom product conversions. All right, so before you even go ahead and watch video number 2 and go into module number 2, make sure you have these stuff in place first. Okay, once you have these in place, let's dive into module number 2.